All right, guys, time to talk about fat. Why it's so important, how to get it in, and if you have some type of aversion to taking it in, like I just can't. Now, a lot of people who do keto or carnivore, they clearly don't eat enough fat. So the main reason why they don't is because people have this fear of gaining fat on fat, and I just want to really put it out there. You don't get fat from fat. You get fat from jacked up hormones like insulin. So, for example, you're estrogen dominant, you don't get any sleep, you're hypoglycemic, your blood sugar's all over the place, your insulin tends to spike pretty high. And you know what insulin does out of the range? It likes to store. Well, fat doesn't incite high insulin. Carbs do that. But when you're stressed, your blood sugar tends to run high. And when the blood sugar tends to run high, so does that insulin, which is the fat storing hormone. And if you've got fat in your blood along with sugar, you're going to store because insulin's going to just grab it all and put it in the fat cell. So that's one of the biggest reasons why people have an aversion to it. They're afraid of getting fat, whereas clearly I don't get fat on eating lots of fat because I moderate my blood sugar and my insulin, which is why I explain to people, you want to know what test you take? Go take an insulin test and your A1C to see what's going on with your blood sugar, because that's really the problem. It's the hormone insulin and not the actual calories. That's the biggest reason why people don't get enough fat in. They start eating enough protein. And then the second problem is they become chronically dehydrated from dropping their carbs and then eating a lot of protein. Their electrolytes go out of whack. Whatever. Now, what happens after that is people start to develop kidney issues. And then they're dehydrated. And then that creates your blood sugar to spike out of stress. Just pure stress for the body. Like, I'm working too hard, bro. This is really, really difficult. And people start storing fat just indirectly. Now, the other reasons why people don't eat enough fat is because they're just taught the wrong information, because so many gurus out there are giving the wrong information, because I don't think they really know themselves, because they use themselves as their own model. They haven't done it long enough to really know over time. And then when they start to see problems, they don't tell you guys that, because their whole business has been built around another narrative, and now they've got to switch it, and they don't want to say that. So they'll tell you that they're fine, and they're not fine. We see what happened to Frank Tufano. I mean, I've got really nothing against the guy at all. But after a while, you start to see that he went through a barrage of problems where he might have not explained that in the beginning. And so I use a lot of people as my resource to my clients to learn from. So you take, Cindy, Lucy, like whomever, or a guy, and you're like, what are the correlation, the causation between all these people, their lifestyles, their history, everything, and then their current lifestyle plus their health history and their lifestyle from the past. And if you don't do that, you just don't know. You don't know why something is happening. You can't use yourself. That's just ridiculous. You're one person. If any guru is like, I lost so much weight, I did this, I did that, don't listen to them, because you have to listen to a bunch of people to then come up with some type of understanding of generally how this works with different types of populations. Now, there are the people with a leaky gut that can't absorb fat very well, but we're going to get to that gallbladder. But the gut also plays a huge role, and so people aren't absorbing their fat-soluble vitamins, they're not absorbing enough fat, they're not making enough ketones, and you start to see these lower ketone readings on people's glucometers. So it's like there's all these moving parts. People feel overwhelmed, they just want to ignore it all, but don't. Pay attention in this video. Now, there's the gallbladder. A lot of people have underlying gallbladder issues, they're not aware of it, so it can even be that you just don't have an appetite for fat when it's actually the gallbladder. Like, no, I told you, I can't break that stuff down. So already there's this association and you lose all hunger for it. But basically, the main reason why people don't get enough fat in is not because they don't know how to eat the fat. That's a big excuse. Or I don't want to gain weight. It really starts to be a huge problem of the gallbladder. And a lot of people, most of my consultations with people, I find that individuals have gallbladder issues and they're completely unaware of it until I start to ask a bazillion questions. So, for example, is your urine dark in color? Do you have a shoulder blade problem, right? Or frozen shoulder or shoulder blade problem, especially at night when you're trying to sleep? Like you wouldn't even think. Are you gassy? Now the bloated part is kind of common, but like the gassy part, these are like even the aversion to eating fat, the gas, the dark urine. These are all gallbladder symptoms. The constipation on eating a lot of fat, because fat's supposed to make things slip out your bung. So if they're not, you might consider the gallbladder. Yes, constipation. Clay-colored stool, that's common. Nausea, in the worst cases, vomiting. But that would be like you're filled with a bunch of stones. Normally, if you have sludge, so the gallbladder salts are sitting in this liquidy, flowy solution of salt. And they scrub and break down the fat once it hits the small intestine to small enough particles that can enter the bloodstream. So when it can't enter the bloodstream to do its job, it ends up in the toilet and you have greasy, floaty stool. That's another symptom. Or it could just be floating, but not greasy, but floating. And a lot of you guys have this, and what's difficult is knowing the difference between leaky gut floaty stool and gallbladder floaty stool, because gallbladder is a little bit more pale gray ash, and leaky gut's more like yellow. Ugh. Anywho. So this is the reason why I'm talking about it today, is because, again, I had a consultation this morning and we're on this subject again on how people digest fat. And this individual wasn't exactly 100% sure if they did have a gallbladder symptom. So once I start going down all of these questions, then it's like, yeah, this is what I think. Because you can even miss things going awry with your gallbladder with doing a standard ultrasound. An ultrasound is not the cure. Like, it's not x-ray vision. It can't just see everything. It's like looking at your organs with Vaseline over your eyes. That's what an ultrasound is like. It's not a clear picture. So a lot of doctors miss sludge or stones with an ultrasound. So even though in my consultations people say, oh, I've had an ultrasound, I'm fine. I'm like, well, you have all of these symptoms, so let's just treat you like you have a gallbladder issue of sludge or either stones that collect, which they calcify, green stool is another symptom, a weird symptom of having green stool. That's typically, if you're not eating spinach or something, that can also be bile from your gallbladder. We need that gallbladder to break down fat. You can't be in ketosis if it's not working properly. It's just not. And then a lot of you guys are developing hypoglycemia because you're not absorbing your fat because you have leaky gut and gallbladder symptoms, and you're eating fat, but you're not using it and you're not adapting. And then you might, check your glucometer and it looks like you've got enough blood ketones, but really you're not using them. So it's complicated, but it's simple. You pretty much treat everything the same, which is to lower your fat under 200 if you feel that you have a gallbladder problem with the checklist that I just went through. And you would lower it to about 100 to 120. Eat your fat with protein, guys. Don't drink your fat, because that is going to be very difficult for the gallbladder to work itself out. This also is inclusive to people who do not have a gallbladder. Now, I often recommend bile salts to help, like exogenous in capsule form, like either from ox, cow, or tutka. There's tutka, there's ox with a digestive enzyme for the short term, because also like pancreatic enzymes can help, because you've got this duct system of pipes and they get screwed up. Now I remember I was looking for my earbuds and I was using my earbuds as like wires to show you that if your liver is bogged down, your gallbladder is going to be bogged down. So many women are estrogen dominant and they can't figure out why. They have an aversion of fat beyond like, I don't want to get fat, but their gallbladder is not functioning properly. And so it's like estrogen dominance, high blood sugar, sitting too long at a desk. A lot of you guys in front of your desk now, you don't get enough upper trunk lumbar circulation. And so the biliary duct cannot function properly and the liver starts to be going stupid. then the kidney, and then boom, the gallbladder is just collecting like bile, and then it turns into like statue stones that hurt, that feel like nonsense and garbage. And if you get enough stones formed after sludge is the first precursor, and then they turn into stones. It's a freaking hot mess. So I'm just looking at this page right here where they talk about some solutions. So obviously people try to support the liver, but we got to consider histamine, gallbladder people. You can't just go to a bunch of adaptogenic herbs. I definitely would try milk thistle. Now, some people react to it, some don't for a month. People do really well on lemon. Lemon tends to soften soften the sludge or the stones. Taurine or glycine, these amino acids will also help. Magnesium citrate will help. Exercise will help, believe it or not. Other things like dandelion, but a lot of people react to dandelion, so be very, very careful for that. I'm looking at the different types of strategies that are on the site here. Some things I don't like. They're telling you to eat a bunch of fiber so you can poop, so you can get out the estrogen. But magnesium citrate, if you can tolerate it, to start eliminating things. Drinking more water to really, because people's electrolytes become out of whack on these low carb diets because they drop the carbs, they drop the water, they drop the minerals, and now their kidneys are struggling because they've dumped water. Now the liver is struggling because all those organs, liver, kidney, pancreas, and the gallbladder, all need friggin' enough water. The consultation I had today, the woman said, I drink 2 liters or 3 liters of like Perrier bubble water. And I'm like, no, that doesn't hydrate you guys. Stop using tea and coffee and drinks and soda water to hydrate yourself. Just get used to drinking water. That's what we got for that gallbladder. And exercise and sleep right, and lemon, taurine, glycine, bile salts. All of these things help. Anything that's a liver support. If you guys have a problem with things like ginger or turmeric, because you're having a histamine response to it, they are a liver support. I don't think you should take it all the time. I think you should intermittently take those types of herbs. Other than that, I don't want to suggest some of the other stuff because it has something to do with fruits, and I don't want to recommend that to my keto and carnivore people. But a flush might be very advantageous, which to kind of get out the stones, which put you on the toilet for a couple days, pooping. So make sure you hydrate yourself through it, because a lot of people still whack themselves by not getting their electrolytes, their magnesium, sodium, potassium in balance, and drinking enough water as they're cleansing. So they're trying to fix one problem, they create another electrolyte imbalance over the weekend of pooping or whenever you choose to do it. But people might use things like olive oil and Epsom salt and all these weird things. I'm not going to tell you what to do. You've got to do your due diligence in research. You can use gallbladder or biliary duct, the liver, kidney, gallbladder cleanse systems where you're not using fruit as a part of the citrus with that effect. And I hope this helps, guys. I really do hope it helps. It's something that people don't talk about enough. But of course, you have to eat over 200 grams of fat to be ketotic. And if the gallbladder is not allowing you to do that, then sometimes I'll put people back on either root vegetables or rice, and not brown rice or quinoa. It's got to be of the white or jasmine type in very small amounts, just about 1/3 per meal 3 times a day, so you don't develop chronic hypoglycemia. Because if you have hypoglycemia or a thyroid condition with hypoglycemia, you can't just, and a gallbladder problem, you can't do high protein, low fat. You're just going to make your thyroid pissed off. You're going to become estrogen dominant. You're going to piss off the kidneys. And so sometimes people are like, no, I don't want to go back to carbs. But you might have to for the very short term until you get that gallbladder sussed out, so you can get that 200 grams of fat, sleep well, get the stress down, get your insulin down so you don't store, and you just burn like you're supposed to. Being in ketosis, this includes keto, omnivore, and high-fat carnivore. I have a course at stephanieperson.com. You can sign up for it. It's $15 a month, where I teach you all this stuff. I wrote a whole huge paper on it, which I have in front of me right now, that You can go there and get that information, or workouts or macros, and put files together for people to access in the units on the page. Also, I still am doing consultations, but I'm in the process of moving, so I just have people email me through my site now to be put on the short list. And then as soon as I move, I will have consultations all day. The calendar will be wide open. It's just taking longer to pack than I thought, and I can't pack and do a bunch of consultations at the same time, or I'll never get out of here. So thanks, guys, for being patient. And now I got to go see my boy Thunder. You guys know who Thunder is. My Thunder heart. Instagram, Stephanie Ketogenic. Facebook, Stephanie the Business Person, as in the body business.